Clock struck 12 in an empty room, where silence carried more than gloom. No wind outside, no voice nearby, just something speaking through the night. The radio hissed then fell to still, like it had found something it will. And in that pause, sharp and tight, I heard my eulogy at midnight. Started soft like distant rain, a voice I almost couldn't name, speaking slow about a man who never made it through his plans. They said he tried, they said he fell, they said he carried his own hell, and every word that drifted through sounded too close, sounded too true. I looked around but saw no one, just shadows bent beneath the sun, the street lights humming faint and pale, like they were part of that same tale. The room went cold, the air stood still, like time itself had lost its will. And every breath I tried to take felt like it wasn't mine to make. I heard my eulogy at midnight clear, spoken like I wasn't here. No crying voice, no mournful cry, just truth I couldn't deny. Oh, I tried to speak, I tried to shout, but nothing there would let me out. And every word they said it lied still echoes through me every night. They talked about the roads I ran, the broken parts of what I am, the choices made in empty streets where regret and memory meet. They didn't lie, they didn't guess, they told it all with quietness, like they had watched me all along, through every silence, every wrong. The clock ticked loud or slow and thin, like it was letting something in. And in that rhythm I could see the ending waiting there for me. The walls don't move but still they lean, like they remember what I've been. And every truth I try to find still speaks at midnight. I heard my eulogy at midnight still, like it was part of something real. No future left, no place to hide, just echoes I can't divide. Oh, I tried to run, I tried to stay, but midnight knew my name that way. And every word I can't forget still hasn't finished speaking yet. Silence came like closing doors, no voice, no sound, no distant roars, just me and something in the air that felt like absence everywhere. I checked the mirror by the hall, but saw no living face at all, just something waiting still and bright, where I should stand at midnight. And in that moment, cold and plain, I felt no fear, no loss, no pain, just understanding, soft and sly, of what was said at midnight. It ain't the voice, it ain't the night, it's every truth we push from side, every ending we deny still speaks when we don't try. Eulogies don't need a stage, they write themselves. inside that whispered list. No past to fix, no truth to fight, just echoes at midnight. And if you ever hear your name called softly through the darkened flame, don't answer back, don't try to see, or you'll hear what's said of thee. The clock moves on, the room stays cold, but something there can't be told, and I remain where silence writes. My eulogy at midnight. The shovel bit into the night, under a sky without a light. No thunder spoke, no wind would stay, just dirt that didn't ask me why or what I'd say. The ground was soft like it agreed with everything I'd come to need. I didn't plan it line by line, it just unfolded out of time, like something waiting in my hands. Beyond all moral plans, one grave for what I had become, one for what I thought I'd done, and every clump that hit the ground made a hollow kind of sound. No names were carved, no prayers were said, just echoes of what lay ahead. And every breath I tried to keep felt like it learned to weep. The earth don't judge, it just receives whatever silence it believes. And every truth I couldn't stay got buried there that day. I dug 2 graves and walked away that night. No wrong, no mercy, no clear right, just empty space where truth once lay behind me in the clay. Oh, I tried to run, I tried to hide, but both those graves were on my side. And every step I try to take still feels like something breaks. The first was cold, the second wide, like they had room for what I tried to split between my guilt and fear, but both of me were here. The wind came through but didn't speak, like it had nothing left to seek. And every star above my head felt like it understood what bled. A shovel dropped a final sound, like closure never truly found. And in that moment, slow and gray, I turned and walked away. The night don't care what's left behind, it only knows what's redefined. And every step I take in stride still carries what I hide. I dug 2 graves and walked away from me, one for truth behind what shaped those holes that left a line. But I still feel them every day, like something that won't decay. Not ghosts, not bones, not anything, just weight that shadows seem to bring. A quiet pull beneath my skin, where endings never end within. The road ahead was long and bare, but part of me stayed buried there. And every step I ever made still knew the price I paid. It ain't the dirt, it ain't the night, it's everything we set to right. Every version we deny still waits beneath the sky. And some graves don't hold just the dead, they hold the thoughts we never said. Till everything we walk away still follows every day. I dug two graves and walked away in time, but neither one was truly mine. No clean escape, no truth to keep, just echoes buried deep. Oh, I tried to leave, I tried to flee, but both still walk inside of me. And every breath I try to take still shakes what I can't break. Now I don't dig, I don't return, I let those silent memories burn. No past to fix, no truth to claim, just ashes calling out my name. And if you ever find that place where earth remembers every face, don't stay too long, don't look too deep, or you'll find what you still keep. The wind moves on, the night runs gray, but something never went away. And I remain where shadows stay, where I dug two graves and walked away. At dawn today, the preacher bowed his head to pray. The rope was waiting in the wind for another sinner's end. The town stood silent, still as stone, each man afraid to stand alone. The courthouse cast a shadow long, like it knew right from wrong was gone. The scaffold waited on the hill, dark against the morning chill. Its withered boards had seen it all, every rise and every fall. The crows gathered by the pine, like witnesses beyond time. This is the hangman's prayer for every soul left hanging there. jail like a ghost already leaving the trail. Some said he robbed and some said killed. Some swore the devil bent his will. Others whispered late at night that justice never got it right. The preacher read from sacred words, but doubt was louder than what was heard. The hangman stared down at the ground, afraid of what he'd finally found, because every face begins to stay long after death has gone away. This is the hangman's prayer for every soul left hanging there. The hangman's prayer beneath the sky. God forgive me when I die. This is the hangman's prayer for every burden I must bear. The hangman's prayer through the years, written with blood and tears. I have watched the guilty fall. I've watched the innocent too. And after all these years, I no longer know the truth. The rope doesn't judge, the gallows don't care. The crowd goes home, but the dead stay there. Every face, every name, every final breath still follows me. A sound colder than stone. The wind moved through the hanging tree like a hymn for the deceased. The crowd dispersed before the rain returned into their lives again. But the hangman stayed behind, unable to leave the dead behind. He looked up at the darkening sky, or love. The rope remembers, the gallows remember, the crows remember, and God remembers. This is the hangman's prayer for every soul left hanging there. The hangman's prayer beneath the sky. God forgive me when I die. This is the hangman's prayer for every burden I must bear. The hangman's prayer through another sinner's end. The town stood silent, still as stone. Keeps falling on the fields tonight, covering tracks beneath the night. The earth remembers every name, even when the world forgets the same. The graveyard rests beyond the pines, where crooked crosses lean with time. Their shadows stretch through mud and clay, like hands that never went away. The river swells beneath the storm, dark and cold and far from warm. It carries secrets from the dead and whispers words best left unsaid. The thunder speaks, the willow bends, every ending meets its end. 6 feet of southern rain above me, cold wind singing through the trees. 6 feet of southern rain tonight, washing away what used to be. 6 feet of southern rain around me, ghosts still walking sacred ground. 6 feet of southern rain tonight, we're lost souls, never make a sound. There's an old cemetery down the road, hidden where the wild vines grow. No visitors come anymore, only ravens gathering by the door. Names are fading from the stone, like lives erased and overgrown. Yet every crack and weathered scar still tells us who we really are. I knew a man who died alone, with whiskey breath and a heart of stone. Now rain falls equally on saints and thieves beneath these ancient Tennessee leaves. The sky grows black, the river rises, no soul escapes. It's final crisis. 6 feet of southern rain above me, cold wind singing through the trees. 6 feet of southern rain tonight, washing away what used to be. 6 feet of southern rain around me, ghosts still walking safe. can hear forgotten prayers, drowned by time. The preacher's voice is gone, the outlaw's gun is rust. The rich man and the poor man become the same dust. And the rain keeps falling year after year, like heaven crying tears nobody can hear. Crimson glow paints every grave, every sinner it could never save. The storm winds howl through broken trees, carrying ancient elegies. I close my eyes and hear them sing, the dead beneath the rain-soaked wind. Then lightning tears the sky apart, like God reaching for a broken heart. For one brief second all was clear, life and death standing nearer, near. The rain remembers, the dirt remembers, the river remembers, the dead remember. The preacher's words fell like rain, but they couldn't wash away my pain. The road behind was stained with sin, and the storm was closing in. I sat alone outside the town, where old railroad tracks cut through the ground. The sky was black, the fields were still, like death itself stood beyond the hill. Every mile I'd left behind still haunted corners of my mind. Every face and every name returned like ghosts within the rain. The thunder spoke across the plain, but offered nothing for the pain. Salvation tonight for me, just whiskey dust and memories. No salvation tonight, I know. Only darkness down this road. Only shadows in my dreams. In my hand, like the last friend who'd understand. Its amber glow beneath the stone felt colder than it once felt warm. I remembered every mistake, every promise I chose to break, the people lost along the way, the words I never got to say. And no neon sign buzzed weak and blue outside a bar I once passed through. Somewhere inside, another man was making the same mistakes again. The rain kept falling, the night grew old, and every regret grew harder to hold. No salvation tonight for me, just whiskey dust and memories. No salvation tonight, I know. Only darkness down this road. No salvation tonight, I find. Only ghosts I left behind. No salvation tonight, it seems. Only shadows in my dreams. I spent years chasing freedom, years chasing escape, but every road led back to the same place. A man can't outrun his own reflection. A sinner can't hide from recollection. Somewhere beneath the storm-filled sky, I stopped asking the reason why. Behind the clouds, as darkness wrapped itself around, the highway stretched beyond my sight, a black river through the night. I started the engine one more time, listening to its tired whine. The headlights cut through rain fragile hope already broke. Still I drove into the storm, past fields abandoned and weather worn, with nowhere left to truly go, except wherever the darkness flowed. The road remembers, the rain remembers, the whiskey remembers, the dead remember. Like a beast crying through the night, steel wheels rolling without end, carrying sinners where roads descend. The tracks cut through the barren land like scars carved by a devil's hand. No station lights, no town ahead, just smoking shadows clothed in dread. The engine screamed beneath the storm, its iron heart forever warm. Black smoke rising toward the sky like lost souls learning how to die. The farther it rolled through the rain, the louder it called my name. I'm riding that hellbound train, loaded down with guilt and pain. Hellbound train through the pouring rain, no way back from where I've been. I'm riding that hellbound train, past every loss and every shame. Hellbound train through the midnight rain, no salvation on this line again. Inside the cars were weathered men, running from who they'd always been. Gamblers, drifters, thieves and ghosts, each carrying burdens the most. One old preacher sat alone, holding tightly to a worn-out tome. His eyes looked tired, cold and gray, like faith itself had slipped away. Across from him a gunslinger slept, dreaming of promises never kept. The scars upon his hardened face told stories time could not erase. No one spoke, no one prayed, only the wheels beneath us sang. I'm riding that hellbound train, loaded down with guilt and pain. Hellbound train through the pouring rain, no way back from where I've been. I'm riding that hellbound train, past every loss and face hidden in shadow. No ticket punched, no destination named. Only one direction, forward, always forward. Past forgotten towns, past abandoned churches, past every chance I ever had. And through the darkness, I finally understood. This train wasn't carrying us to hell. We brought hell with us. Shining red across the rails, its crimson light revealed the truth, the sins of age and sins of youth. I looked outside and saw the dead, walking where the tracks had led. Hundreds standing in the rain, watching us pass once again. Their hollow eyes follow the train, filled with sorrow, loss and pain. Not with anger, not with hate, but the weight of forgotten fate. The tracks remember, the engine remembers, the dead remember, and God remembers. I'm riding that hellbound train, loaded down with guilt and pain. Hellbound train through the pouring rain, no way back from where I've been. I'm riding that hellbound train, past every loss and every shame. Hellbound train through the midnight rain, no salvation on this line again. Long, the air was thin, like it was folding me back in. No stars to guide, no moon to lead, just distance turning into speed. Every step I tried to take felt like the ground might break. Before I knew the name of what was chasing through the frame. Not footsteps loud, not breath behind, just something moving through my mind. The fields bent low, the fences felt like they were part of something else, and every shadow on the way was learning how to stay. My lungs gave out, but still I went, like running was what running meant. But something in the dark had learned to turn the world I turned. The wind fell silent, time went thin, like it was letting something in. And every breath I couldn't keep just at stake. The trees leaned in, the ground got steep, like it was waking from its sleep. And every sound I left behind got swallowed by the line. The road ahead kept slipping out, like it was never there throughout. And every turn I tried to claim just brought me back the same. No matter how I changed my pace, the night still knew my place. The dark don't chase like things alive, it only learns how to arrive. And every second passing through was already ahead of you. I ran, but the night ran faster still, through every broken hill. Nowhere to breathe, no truth to find, just something right behind. Oh, I tried to run, I tried to stay, but it never went away. And every breath I try to take still breaks before I break. Stopped running just to see if it would stop remembering me. But still it moved without a sound, like it was always around. Not close and near, not farther gone, just always moving on. And in that stillness, sharp and wide, I felt it on my side, like running wasn't what I thought, but something I was taught. It ain't the night, it ain't the fear, it's everything that's always here. Every truth we try to outrun still follows when we're done. And distance don't mean what we think, it only brings us to the brink, till everything we try to hide runs right back inside. I ran, but the night ran faster than me, and it never set me free. No final stop, no place to stand, just darkness taking hand. Oh, I tried to fight, I tried to pray, but it ran me anyway. And every breath I try to keep still runs too deep. Now I don't run, I don't resist, I let the night insist. No road ahead, no truth behind, just something in my mind. And if you ever hear that sound of silence spinning round, don't try to leave, don't try to fight, or the night will learn your flight. The world goes still, the dark runs thin, but something always wins within. And I remain where echoes spin, where I ran, but the night ran faster in. The wind was cold, the sky was gray, the kind that never feels like day. And I still see her walking free, like she was never meant for me. The rope still sways above the ground, where silence makes the only sound. And every step I try to trace just leads me back to that same place. She didn't cry, she didn't stay, just turned her eyes and walked away. Like something broke, but I couldn't tell if it was love or something else. The sheriff's men stood lined in rows, like they already knew how it goes. And I stood still, too late to run, to undo what I'd become. Her hand was soft, her voice was low. She said, "There's things you'll never know." And then she looked toward the road, like it offered her some hope. I called her name, but not too loud, like I was still afraid of sound. And every breath I couldn't keep felt like it sank too deep. She left me for the gallows that day. No tears, no words, no final state, just shadows where her love once grew, and the sky that split in two. Oh, I tried to reach, I tried to fight, but she chose the fading light. And every memory I pursue still hangs right there with you. The preacher spoke, but I heard none. Just saw the way her gaze was gone. Not hatred, not regret or blame, just something I can't name. The crowd stood still like carved in stone, but I've never felt more alone than watching her step past the line where she stopped being mine. The road creaked slow in morning air, like it already knew she cared more for the end than what was said, or what was left instead. The world went quiet, sharp and tight, like it was holding back the night. And every second stretching through pulled me further from you. She left me for the gallows that day. No tears, no words, no final stay, just shadows where her love once grew, and the sky that split in two. Oh, I tried to reach, I tried to fight, but she chose the fading light. And every memory I pursue still hangs right there with you. They say she chose it on her own, like she had always been alone. But I still hear her last goodbye somewhere behind a hollow sky. And when the wind begins to turn, I feel the lessons I never learned, that love don't always stay and wait. Sometimes it walks straight into fate. The gallows don't forget a name, they just remember what you became. And I still stand beneath the beam where she left me in a dream. It ain't the rope, it ain't the wood, it's everything misunderstood. Every moment left unsaid becomes a space where love is dead. And some goodbyes don't fall like rain, they carve themselves inside your pain, till every breath you try to take still feels like her mistake. She left me for the gallows still, like it was always part of her will. No turning back, no second try, just watching love learn how to die. Oh, I tried to call, I tried to stay, but she had already slipped away. And every breath I take in view still hangs me back to you. Now I don't speak, I don't pretend, and beneath what won't amend. No closure left, no truth to find, just her still living in my mind. And if you ever love too deep and feel the silence start to creep, don't let it choose for you the end, or love will never come again. The rope still sways, the wind runs low, but she's already let me go. And I remain where shadows bow, with what I lost still hanging out. Chapel stood on a lonely hill, white paint fading cold and still, black wings circling through the gray, like they knew what happened that day. Its windows stared like hollow eyes toward forgotten southern skies. The wooden cross above the door had weathered storms for years and more. The graveyard slept beneath the weeds, guarding secrets no one reads. Broken stones lean toward the earth, mocking sorrow, loss and birth. The wind blew hard across the land, like judgment from an unseen hand. Crows above the chapel tonight, watching over every lie. Crows above the chapel fly, waiting for another soul to die. Above the chapel still, circling high above the hill. Crows above the chapel cry beneath the cold and empty sky. An old preacher lived there once, speaking words of providence, but whispers spread from town to town when strange misfortune came around. A farmer vanished in the rain, never seen alive again. A widow swore she heard him pray long after death had come his way. Every Sunday fewer came, fear replacing faith and shame, until one stormy autumn night the chapel lost its final light. The bell stopped ringing, the door stayed closed, and darkness claimed what heaven knowed. Crows above the chapel tonight, watching over every lie. Crows above the chapel fly, waiting for another soul mind. Some say made a bargain. Some say the devil came one night and left before the morning. But every story ends the same. A storm, a scream, a flash of lightning, and the crows always the crows. Shadows long and wide, the chapel stood against the glow, like a monument to sorrow. I climbed the hill through mud and rain, drawn by something I couldn't explain. The front door creaked beneath my hand, like it remembered every man. Inside the pew sat covered in dust, abandoned hymns and fading trust. Then somewhere deep within the dark, a single crow let out a mark. The chapel remembers, the graveyard remembers, the crows remember, the dead remember. Above the chapel tonight, watching over every lie. Crows above the chapel fly, waiting for another soul to die. Crows above the chapel still, circling high above the hill. Crows above the chapel cry beneath the cold an empty sky. Crows above the chapel remain through every storm and every rain. Crows above the chapel soar, guarding secrets forevermore. By sunrise, the hill was empty, the chapel stood. The soil was soft, too soft to trust, like it remembered what it must. No rain, no wind, no reason why, just earth that wouldn't testify. And in the stillness, sharp and thin, I saw a grave with my fingerprints in. I never dug with tools of steel, but somehow dirt began to peel, like it was waiting for my hand to finally understand. No witnesses, no final call, just me and something under all. And every clump I moved aside revealed a truth I couldn't hide. The ground didn't fight, it didn't scream, it just unraveled like a dream. And every layer coming through felt like it already knew. My hands were shaking, lover lay nearby, like it had watched me pass it by. But I don't remember you so still, just something I could almost feel. The air was thick with buried time, like consequence had drawn a line. And everything I tried to deny was staring back without a lie. Nobody there, no final face, just empty earth and hollow space. And yet I knew without a doubt what this was all about. The wind don't speak, but still it knows where every hidden action goes, and every truth I try to bend. Just wait for me at the end. There's a grave with my fingerprints I see, and it's been waiting there for me. No alibi, no place to hide, just what I've buried deep inside. Oh, I tried to leave, I tried to stay, but nothing ever fades away. And every breath I cannot live still digs what I can't forgive. I knelt down where the earth gave in, like it had always known my sin. Not spoken loud, not carved in stone, but something I had always known. The grave wasn't death, it wasn't end, it was the shape of what we've been. Every truth we choose to spare leaves its fingerprints down there. And in that moment, cold and clear, I understood why I was here. Not as judge or victim, but as the hand that sealed it shut. It ain't the grave, it ain't the dirt, it's every silence that still hurts. Every moment left alive becomes the ground we can't deny. And fingerprints don't wash away, they stay in earth, they stay in clay, till everything you try to hide still shows the truth you can't divide. There's a grave with my fingerprints for me, and it's the only thing I see. And no turning back, no final plea, just what I've done becoming me. Oh, I tried to run, I tried to pray, but the grave would not decay. And every breath I tried to keep still belongs 6 feet deep. Now I don't dig, I don't pretend, I stand where everything must end. No past to fix, no truth to mend, just earth I cannot transcend. And if you ever feel that place where soul remembers every trace, don't touch the ground, don't look to in, or you'll find your fingerprints within. The wind moves on, the night runs thin, but something never wears off skin. And I remain where shadows print, in a grave with my fingerprints. The wind screams loud like the wounded cry, but I ain't stopped until the day I die. I'm a dead man riding through the smoke, through sing softly through the trees, like a ghost carried on the breeze. Moonlight falls across the grave, where forgotten names slowly fade. The cemetery sleeps below, beneath the silver midnight glow. Crooked stones and weathered crosses, marking lives and silent losses. The earth lies still beneath the frost, guarding stories time has lost. Every shadow, every sigh becomes a part of the night sky. The stars look down, the dead remain, listening through the cold moon rain. This is a dead man's lullaby, a song beneath the midnight sky. Dead man's lullaby, so low, for the souls who couldn't let go. This is a dead man's lullaby, where broken dreams and memories lie. Dead man's lullaby tonight, sung by ghosts beneath the light. An old oak tree stands by the gate, watching over love and fate. Its twisted branches reach above, like hands still searching for lost love. There's a soldier buried near the hill, his rusted metal shining still. A gambler rests beneath the clay, where luck and sorrow slipped away. A lonely widow sleeps nearby, beneath the same eternal sky. The years have passed, the seasons flown, yet none of them are truly gone. The night remembers, the earth recalls, every voice beyond the walls. This is a dead man's lullaby, a song beneath the midnight sky. Dead man's lullaby, so low, for the souls who couldn't let go. This is a dead man's lullaby, where broken dreams and memories lie. Dead man's lullaby tonight, sung by ghosts beneath the slows beyond the hill. The highway fades, the whiskey dries, and every wanderer closes his eyes. No more running, no more pain, no more pain. Only moonlight, only rain, only sleep beneath the soil, dark and deep. clouds, wrapped inside a ghostly shroud. The graveyard glows beneath its flame, as if the dead still know my name. I kneel beside a weathered stone, thinking of the years I've known. Every road I've traveled far, every wound and every scar. Then the wind begins to sing through the branches overhead, not with fear and not with grief, but with a strange and gentle peace. The moon remembers, the oak remembers, the grave remembers, the dead remember. This is a dead man's lullaby, a song beneath the midnight sky. Dead man's lullaby, so low, for the souls who couldn't let go. This is a dead man's lullaby, where broken dreams and memories lie. Dead man's lullaby tonight, sung by ghosts beneath the light. This is a dead man's lullaby, for every tear and last goodbye. Dead man's lullaby, so slow, for the souls who couldn't let go. The night grows older, the moon sinks low, the graveyard falls silent. Midnight fell on Red Creek town. The church bell cracked, the sun went down. Footsteps echoed through the dust, like a warning nobody trusts. Storefront windows stood in line, frozen somewhere beyond time. The faded signs and weathered wood held more stories than they should. The sheriff's office sat alone, like a forgotten gravestone. It's peeling paint and broken glass. Watched another shadow pass. The wind carried whispers from the hills, and every whisper gave me chills. Midnight in Red Creek tonight, shadows dancing in the pale moonlight. Midnight in Red Creek once again, where every road remembers sin. Midnight in Red Creek tonight, ghosts still walking beyond sight. Midnight in Red Creek once again, where the dead know all our names. Old Miss Carter locked her door, same as every night before. She swore she heard the rider come when the church clock struck one. A black horse crossed the empty square, with no living soul sitting there. Its iron shoes struck sparks below, like embers from a fire long ago. The railroad tracks beyond the creek still grown with voices soft and weak, men who vanished years before, searching for a forgotten shore. Nobody asks what happened then, some secrets never leave. Red Creek again, midnight in Red Creek tonight, shadows dancing in the pale moonlight. Midnight in Red Creek once again, where every road remembers sin. Midnight in Red Creek tonight, ghosts still walking beyond sight. Midnight in Red Creek once again, where the dead know all our names. My father told me when I was young, never stay when the night has come. Leave before the moon climbs high, before you hear the widow cry. But youth is blind and pride runs deep, and some promises we never keep. So I wondered where the darkness spread, toward the old graveyard hill instead. There beneath the crooked pine, I saw a figure standing in a line, silent faces pale and gray, watching the world decay. Clouds rolled over the harvest moon, and the town grew colder far too soon. Every porch light flickered weak as fear returned to Red Creek. I heard the bell begin to ring, though no hand touched a thing. One slow toll across the land, like judgment from an unseen hand. Then the ride across the square, the black horse breathing frozen air. He tipped his hat and turned away, and vanished before the break of day. The wind stopped blowing, the night stood still, the town held its breath beyond the hill. Midnight in Red Creek tonight, shadows dancing in the pale moonlight. Midnight in Red Creek once again, where every road remembers sin. Midnight in Red Creek tonight, ghosts still walking beyond sight. Midnight in Red Creek once again, where the dead know all our names. Midnight in Red Creek tonight, lost souls wandering through the night. Midnight in Red Creek once again, where darkness always finds its way in. Some towns disappear with time, some towns become legends, and some towns never let the dead leave. There's a fabric meant for mourning, clean as anything could be, but it doesn't stay that simple once it starts remembering me. And the light don't land the same now, like it hesitates to show what's been quietly unfolding beneath the collar and the coat. I wore it like it meant nothing, like it couldn't be involved in the weight of what was coming, or the things I couldn't solve. But the stains don't ask permission, they don't care what they disguise. They just settle into fibers like they've always had the right. Every step feels slightly heavier, like the cloth has learned my name. Not in words, but in the pressure of what cannot be contained. No wash can take, no hand can mend, just something that won't reach an end. And every breath I try to keep feels like it's already deep. There's blood on my Sunday clothes tonight, no wrong erased, no clean right, just something I can't take off, no matter what I thought it cost. Oh, I tried to hide the mark, tried to fold it in the dark, but every move I try to make just spreads what I can't escape. People don't look too closely, or maybe they just won't see the difference between appearance and what refuses to leave. I keep my posture steady, like nothing's out of place, but I feel it in the silence that reacts to what I face. There's no moment of exposure, no sudden breaking through, just the slow and quiet knowing that it's already too true. No truth to fix, no past to burn, just something that won't ever turn. And every step I try to take feels like it's already stained. There's blood on my Sunday clothes, I see. It was never just on me. No matter how I tried to lie, it stayed when time went by. Oh, I turned, I didn't run, let the damage come undone. But every thread I thought was pure just learned to carry something more. Now I don't try to clean it, let the fabric hold its truth. There's no separation left now between the worn and youth. And it isn't punishment speaking, it's just consequence and thread. Like the past don't need repair, already been said. And in that quiet realization, with no resistance left to try, I stopped calling it a failure and let it occupy. It ain't the stain that makes it real, it's what you stop pretending to feel. Everything you try to hide still gets carried from inside. And Sunday clothes don't stay the same, they learn the weight of what you claim. So every mark you thought would fade becomes the cloth you never trade. There's blood on my Sunday clothes, I know. It was always meant to show. No matter how I tried to be, it stayed right here inside of me. Oh, I stood still, I didn't fight. Let it settle in the light. And every version I once wore is stained to nothing more. Now the fabric doesn't differ from the things I tried to hide, just a quiet understanding of what refuses to divide. And if you ever dress in silence, thinking nothing will expose, don't assume it stays as cover. It remembers what it knows. There's a fabric meant for mourning, clean as anything could be, but it doesn't stay that simple once it starts remembering me. And the light don't land the same now, like it hesitates to show what's been quietly unfolding beneath the collar and the coat. I wore it like it meant nothing, like it couldn't be involved. If heaven and trembling hands, like fate was made from shaking plans. The air went still, the night turned thin, like I knew what was about to begin. The bottle tipped, a prayer untrue, and everything went burning blue. And in that moment, sharp and dire, I was baptized in gasoline and fire. It started slow, a creeping glow, where broken memories tend to go. A whisper first, then rising heat beneath the dust on empty street. The wind didn't fight, it just stood by, like even wind had learned to lie. And every shadow on the wall seemed to be waiting forgotten trail. Moonlight beating through the iron rail. I feel the weight of every sin I own, carved like names on a graveyard stone. My hands still shake from the fire I fed, silhouettes of the damned inside my head. The night is cold on this forgotten trail. Moonlight bleeding through the iron rail. I feel the weight of every sin I